welcome to Yin and Yang, ladies and gentlemen. And before we start, before we start, let us introduce our names. My name is JC.
My name is Danya.
And Yin and Yang, Yin is about femininity.
Yes, yin is also about mystique. Yin also stands for the night. Why the night? Because women, we have subtle, beautiful, exotic, and emotional and passion ways, and that represents the night. But most people say, wait a minute, women are open, we're emotional, we're nurturers, blah, blah, blah. Why aren't we the day? But that's something you need to talk to with the Chinese philosophers that decided to separate the yin and the yang.
And the yang. And yang symbolizes masculinity and daylight, morning. So that is what yang is all about. So yin and yang is between the morning and the nighttime.
Yes.
Evening.
Yes.
So that is yin and yang.
And remember, yin, we know how to be subtle. We as women, we know how to be subtle. We know how to be feminine. We know how to be hard and rough, like Tina Turner. I know you'll want us to give it to you in the beginning nice. We're going to do that for you, and then we're going to end it rough. That's how we do yin and yang.
There
and yang
you go.
And yin.
There you go.
We're going to do it rough. This is how we do yin and yang. I should say Proud Mary, but that's another episode.
That's another episode right there.
Another episode. Yeah.
I am so happy about this episode that we have tonight, because tonight our guest will be Michelle Finagan Nixon.
Yes.
She'll be here on our second segment. In the meantime, we'll be talking about happiness. And what else are we talking about?
Happiness. And what else are we talking about?
Wealth.
I rolled it right back to you. I sent it right back. I'm like, what the
Wealth. And what else are we talking about?
We're going to talk about how to have peace during this crazy time.
Yes.
And how to just work on yourself. I mean, for me, it's like this is an opportune time for me to say, you know what, I can't do all the running around that I'm used to doing. This is a good time. I know everybody's heard this 50 million times. You got COVID coming out of your ears and your mouth and other places we're not going to speak about.
Right.
But it's all about staying in the moment. I can't change you. You cannot change me. Guess who I can change?
Who can you change?
Yang, that's for you to answer.
No, that's for you to answer.
He's like, no, you ain't doing this to me today.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
But you know what? It's about, for me, it's about trying to be the best that I can. And, God created me. He created everybody, and he sees beauty in everybody and everything. Not everything, but me, I'm just like trying to continue to work on myself. Sometimes I even reinvent myself.
Right.
And the more I work on myself and improve some things that I've struggled with all my life, it just seems like I like me more. And it may be selfish, but for me, I like me now. I like the way I am. There's certain things I'm trying to improve on, but I couldn't say that 10 years ago. So the more I like me, the more peace of mind I have. I know it sounds strange. So I can't change you. You can't change moi. But if we all work on ourselves, then we all become Rodney Kings.
Right.
Can we just get along? I mean, seriously, we all become Rodney Kings because that's what it's about, getting along. So.
Yeah, getting along and
that's $100.
Mm-hmm.
That's $100 fee that anyone wants to pay me for my pearls of wisdom. Because yin is smarter than yang, so.
Okay, let me give you my 2 cents worth.
Okay, Yang. Okay, Mr. Yang.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we didn't give a toast.
Cold water.
Cold water and happy.
Yes, we were trying to memorize that song before the show began and it didn't work. But you guys know that
It was
song.
Yang's fault. Yang
You
is
guys
the...
know it's not my fault.
Right, women?
I-
Men are idiots. No, they're all
I
Yangs.
was only
Yang
given a
Langs.
few I was only given a few seconds to memorize that song. I should have been told about it like yesterday.
I know. I just got that inspiration going to the
Oh,
bathroom.
my
You ever go
gosh.
to the bathroom and you get inspiration? Isn't it weird?
Well,
you know?
then you should have gone to the bathroom yesterday.
Maria,
Now she wants to chop my. Are we doing the Game of Thrones thing here where everyone gets decapitated by Khaleesi? That's the dragon lady for you.
all the ladies in the house, come on. All the yin in the house, say ah.
I thought you were gonna sing,
Oh, oh, say oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna sing all the single ladies.
All
And
the
you put-
single ladies.
You put your hands up.
Put your hands up. Come on, all
If you
the
like it,
yin.
then you shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Beyonce, eat your heart out. But you're
I know,
yin.
I know.
Woo!
Oh my goodness. We are so happy that we just finished. We had a social media shindig and it was our 2-year anniversary. Ladies and gentlemen, and
Sure
for that
was.
would like to give you a sample of what the trophy looked like. Here, let me go over here. And ta-da! This is what it looks like.
And
See
I got
that?
two. I got
She
two
got
of
two?
those.
How did you get two? You're the only one who got two.
Yeah,
Because
she got one for the show for Yin
all
and
the
Yang.
single ladies, all the
And what else did you get it for? You got a trophy for this show.
and I got a trophy for Geezy and Frenemies, where I play Tina Turnip, not Tina Turner.
She got a trophy for Geezy and
Frenemies.
his frenemies.
Yes, his Frenemies.
Yeah.
Tina Turnip is out there, not Tina Turner, Tina Turnip.
Yes.
She's out there, a little crazy, always bullying Geezy, but in the end, Tina loves.
But she can't. She really cannot, Geezy.
But
Bully Geezy because Geezy is in his own world.
in other words, he's schizo.
He's in his own world. And,
Primary diagnosis,
and
schizophrenic.
well, not only that, and his managers protect him from Tina Turnip.
But the manager, she's crazy too, right? I thought you were talking
well-
about the producer. I mean, oh no, Maria's.
I'm
Maria is
I'm talking about Chantel.
Oh, she turned into a lizard. She's a
Yeah,
lizard,
yeah.
alien lizard. Yeah.
I'm talking about the people in the show.
Oh, in the show. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, this is cray.
But Tina Turnip it's a parody involving Tina Turner, but it's more of an extension.
I wouldn't
You know.
exactly. I mean, the only thing.
I hope you're not watching Tina.
No. I don't think that it's even a parody of Tina Turner. I mean, it's we just developed somebody who has her aesthetic, somebody that looks like her, and that's where it ends.
Right. It's
Yeah.
more of like an Tina Turner is
Yeah.
more like her alter ego.
Yeah.
If she were mean and conniving and bullying.
Yeah,
and,
that's not
that would be the
not Tina
her
Turner.
alter ego.
Yeah, because
But that's not Tina. Cause,
Tina Turner. I mean Tina Turnip.
We love you, Tina.
Yes,
we
we
love
love you,
you.
Tina.
Don't send your attorneys
Yes,
to
yes.
sue us, please.
So what I'm going to explain is that Tina Turnip is a combination of Ike and Tina.
But this time, the spin is that Tina bullies Geezy,
But she can't.
but she does.
But she really can't.
But she does. So, but
And
Tina.
That's why she got sent to Switzerland. Anyhow, why are we talking about
Well,
Geezy?
I love the episode where Tina actually pushes Geezy out of his jet plane. I actually showed it to a class today. They were
Uh-huh.
roaring with laughter. And then because Gizi has these magical hypnotic powers, he's doing like a lotus position around the airplane, and Tina's drinking her wine thinking, yeah, I got rid of him. I kicked him off that jet, his own private jet plane. And all of a sudden he's circling his jet
Up in the
plane.
sky, like Lucy in the sky
And
with
we look out the
diamonds.
window, and there Gizi is like this out the window, and Tina freaks out. She takes her bottle of wine and just guzzles it like, oh my God, Gizi, what are you doing out there? And the next scene is like he's looking at her like, I'm gonna kill you, and she's like, oh my God, I got caught red-handed pushing him out of his jet. Anyway,
Alrighty, back to yin and yang.
yes. Oh, you reeled me back.
Yes. So we're talking about happiness, wealth, and what else? Prosperity.
Yes,
So
prosperity.
how do we acquire these things?
Well, it all starts here, state of mind. It's either I let my circumstances bring me down, or I just have hope and faith. For me, I have hope and faith in Christ. And so even though I might worry or, worry myself where I can't sleep at night, basically I go back to my faith, and it always seems like everything always works out in the right way, but not my way. It doesn't work out my way. It always works out in his way.
Yes.
But it always works out. So, what is fretting and getting anxious all about? It's just putting years on your life, making your hair gray. Well, Tina's hair will never be gray naturally.
Yeah. And as for some of you know, I also have a program with Dolores called The Good News. And that is where we share the gospel that we are all saved through Jesus Christ. And because of that, I am also a believer. Not to cram our beliefs down people's throat. Did you ring? I'm just kidding.
I'm not here.
I know, I almost answered.
If it's Dennis, I'm not here. No,
It's
I
like,
love you, Dennis.
Girls from many nations, how may I help you?
But look, this beautiful trophy, it doesn't just represent success or that we made an accomplishment. It also is a symbol of peace. It's like a star up here.
Yes.
It's almost like the Star of David. And I know I'm going to get some Jewish people saying, no, it's not like the Star of David. But actually, this represents peace and unity and love. Because in order for us to be successful in life, we have to have unity, peace. And
speaking about Jewish people, I love the word shalom.
Yes.
Which not only means peace, it also means prosperity.
Yes. And aren't
So
they?
all those two rolled into one word.
And isn't it Yom Kippur right now? Are we celebrating Yom Kippur?
It's the Jewish New Year. So Happy New Year
Yes.
to all our Jewish
Shalom.
brothers and sisters. Yes. I said I believe it's Shana Tova, something like that. If so anyhow, yeah, I believe that in my case, like, I get my prosperity, my wealth and everything, and I'm not the type of person that believes in, prosperity gospel, but I do believe that we get our prosperity through God.
Yes.
Because I've experienced that personally in my own life. I felt that He was the one that gave me prosperity. Yeah, and I know some people out there are thinking about the law of attraction. And Jesus actually spoke of something similar. And He said, if you say to this mountain, cast yourself into the sea, and it will cast itself. So it's kind of similar to the law of attraction. Like we are what we attract. If you're filled with doubt, if you don't have any faith and you're filled with negativity, then guess what's going to come your way? And then you'll be wondering why you're running around in a vicious cycle. Well, on that note, we are going on a commercial break, but when we will come back, we will be back with Michelle Finagan Nixon. Yay! So you guys don't go away.
And she's going to talk about true prosperity.
Yes. Don't go away.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Social Media Shows Network were initiated in 2017. Since then, our founder Maria Pereza never stopped developing a system on social media. In building a network of passionate people that loves to entertain, coach, help others, and deliver informative information to the public, informally, in a low-cost production. She built a platform that surpassed Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media live streaming, but exceeded the function of a podcast. Her main goal is to be able to broadcast on social media like a traditional TV setup involving a group of broadcasters, YouTubers, podcasters, and social media live streamers. Maria is building the confidence of non-actors and non-famous people that joins her to network. We are here to promote and support one another, to help our community grow collectively without inhibitions but with confidence and high self-esteem. We love to be in this family together. Our door is open to help you build your brand, opening opportunities for others, and outreach to our community. We welcome you to the family of social media shows.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
And welcome back to the second segment of Yin and Yang. And here we are with our guest, as we promised you, Michelle Finagan Nixon. Yay!
Yay! I'm so glad to be here.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me. Oh my gosh. I should say my Mrs. Doubtfire hello. Can I do that for you?
Yes, absolutely.
I just started doing this thing and people
Uh-huh.
picked up as like, well, hello!
Yes.
It would make people laugh. I was like, why is everybody laughing? It's
Yeah.
just, well, you sound like Mrs.
Me like
Doubtfire.
Mrs.
Like,
Doubtfire.
and then I said, I should keep that because it makes people laugh. You know, all the Zoom meetings that you go on
Yes,
and
yes.
say, well, hello.
You really do sound like
I
Mrs.
know,
Doubtfire.
I know. Getting older's fun, right?
Oh my
The
goodness.
yin and yang, yeah.
I love that scene from Mrs. Doubtfire when the senior lady went to grab something in the cupboard and her finger got trapped, with a mouse trap, and Mrs. Doubtfire was like, Well, if you wanted some cheese, you should have asked me.
There's so many
Yeah.
things we could talk about on Mrs. Doubtfire. You know, the doubt and the fire, and
Yes.
and then the whole whipped cream thing. You
Yes,
know, trying
yeah.
to. Oh my gosh,
And when she was
an ex-
mopping, was sweeping
She's
the floor.
kind of both yin and yang. She's like the man and the woman.
Yeah,
right?
at
So
the
she's
same
the
time.
epitome of yin and
Yeah,
yang.
Yes.
Mrs.
yeah,
Doubtfire.
yeah. It's such an iconic, it's such a Hollywood iconic movie, which will go down in the
Yes.
history of Hollywood as one of the top
He had
films.
a big dream and he wasn't able to realize it, and then all of a sudden when push came to shove and he hit his rock bottom and he wanted those kids, all of a sudden, give it to God, whatever you want to call it,
Yes.
everything happened and he ended up with a show for kids, and all his dreams came
Yes,
true.
yes.
And it's just kind of the irony of it all. It's like you can
Right.
really go through some really bad things,
Yes.
and God's moving things around
Mm-hmm.
with different
Yes,
pieces.
yes.
And that movie, a lot of people wouldn't get that Christian message or whatever
Right.
religion you are, that there are moving pieces for your good.
I love
But
it.
he did his part,
Yes.
and he did some
yes.
really silly stuff.
He did, like,
He
very,
was willing to
very,
be crazy.
very, very silly stuff. Oh my goodness.
That's the ultimate prosperity movie, right? Now
Yes,
you're gonna
it
look
is.
at that movie a
Yes.
lot different now. Yeah. But thanks for having me here.
Oh,
I know, I
with
feel like the
pleasure.
interview-
Yes.
You guys are awesome. I've been
Yes.
listening to you guys. I've been laughing. You guys are amazing.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. So, I heard that you were, what is that word? The rainmaker. So tell us about that.
That is a vicious rumor. No.
A vicious rumor.
No, God is the rainmaker, and I had some big ambitious things that I wanted to do, and I felt like God was calling me to use all my performance skills, because I was studying to be an actor. I was studying to, voice, and one day I went to church, and a pastor said, "You're not going to use your voice in the way you think." And I was like, "Says you, I'm going to go get me a recording career,"
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was really disappointed. And then later when we left Hollywood and we stopped pursuing that, the public speaking world opened up, and I realized that that's a great platform for people who have something to say.
Yes.
Yes.
And you could
absolutely.
use your voice. Now we're looking at, you got your podcast, your radio programs. So I realized that God did give me a voice. And so in pursuing the event business and the online business, I ended up finding my mentor, Bill Walsh of Power Team International. And he is actually
He's
the
the
rainmaker.
rainmaker.
Oh.
But-
Bill's the rainmaker.
But God
yes.
brought me into, I got to tell you the whole backstory, but I read a book, and it's not politically correct probably to mention Donald Trump's name, but I was really a big fan of, what was this show called, The Apprentice? And they had a book called Think Big and Kick Ass.
Yes.
And this man had the Learning Annex in New York, and he knew that if he could get a celebrity to come in, he could grow his community there. His idea was to teach things. And so he had $100,000. The story goes, he contacted Donald Trump, and then Donald Trump said, "I'll do it, but it's going to cost you $1 million." And the guy was crushed. He was like, "How am I going to come up with $1 million?"
Yes.
And so Donald Trump said, "I'll tell you what, you use all my branding,
Yeah.
and when you reach your $1 million, you call me and I'll show up." So he did that. I think the story goes he ended up getting $5 million,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
and the Learning Annex was born.
Oh my goodness.
So I said, that's what I'm going to do. I got events we like. I'm going to come to Vegas. I'm going to start, this whole event business, and I'm going to get rock star public speakers on stages, and I'm going to do that. And then I'm sitting at this event. I didn't know who Bill Walsh was. Didn't know who Power Team was. And Bill gets on there, and he says that he had done so many courses and trainings for the Learning Annex. You get chills.
Oh, wow.
Because I realized I had only been in Vegas
okay.
about a month, and he used the word the Learning Annex. Now here's what's really interesting. In 5 years, I have never heard him use the Learning Annex.
Oh.
Why
And
is that? What happened?
he just has his regular talk. He doesn't need to. So actually, about a couple months ago, we were at a luncheon, and I mentioned that, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I did a lot of a lot of things for the Learning Annex. And so now we're here in Vegas, and Bill has the International Success Center, which is what I'm helping, run, creating events. We're looking for small business advisors, people who want to be experts in their field or are experts in their field, and they want to teach others. So it's, in a way, it's got that Learning Annex flavor to it.
And Zola's part of that also.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we're
that's
creating
amazing.
events, and so the big event right now, because Bill used to do like 300, 400 events a year, and he'd be, small business expos, and then he did Inspiration 2020, all these big events, and he'd get all these public speakers who he personally trains, and then he gets them stages, and he teaches them how to sell from the stage. So they end up carving out
Awesome.
wonderful
It
careers,
is.
and so
Amazing.
right now, because of COVID, we had to go all virtual events. And so we finally have a live event coming to Denver, actually, called the Global Elevation Summit. And people can also watch that virtually.
Okay.
And so when you're talking about making it rain, Bill has always been great at that. He was a venture capitalist. He did a lot of turnarounds for businesses. So he knows how to start, launch, and grow businesses. And so anyone out there that wants to have any business at all, online, on the ground, whatever industry, Power Team International is a very well established business education firm. And we have the Rainmaker coming to Vegas in December, so you can sign up for that. But if you want to get just
great.
a flavor of Power Team International, you can sign up for free tickets at theglobalelevationsummit.com, and you can enjoy 25 speakers. But if you can get to a live event, I highly recommend it, because
Right.
Yeah.
you are you're going to get to network and grow your business. And you two are so great. I mean, I have this vision. I know when I met you, and I met all these ladies, and one of them looked
Yin.
like
They were all yin.
they were all yin, yeah.
They were all yin.
And,
There was
and
no
when
yang.
I met the ladies, I said, we got to do a show. We gotta get on stage and do some kind of a skit for
Absolutely.
business
Yes.
that is really fun. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm gonna stop talking right now, but
Yes.
does that give you an idea of
Yes, absolutely.
Power Team International?
Yeah. So, okay, if one wants to get involved with Power Team, like say, for example, I had some kind of a vision for a business that I want to start.
Yes.
So I'm going to go to you guys, and you guys will help me, will
Yes.
motivate me. How does that work?
It all starts with a vision.
Yes.
That's the first thing. You have to have a vision so big it scares you. As Bill's famous for saying that. We are completely focused on success by design. Everything's intentional. And remember, you guys were talking about all the woo-woo and this.
Yes.
Remember the secret and manifestation? Well, a lot of people thought they could just, I see the money, ka-ching, or,
Yeah.
they just thought that they could will themselves a business.
Right,
And
right.
so they had the secret and all that. And Bill, he wrote the book called The Obvious. And that's about work.
Yeah.
And so, we say if you become a Rainmaker, that's one of our main programs, you'll have 3 days this year. 3 days, you bring your computer, you bring your business partner. We have guest speakers that are experts in their
Yes.
field for all kinds of things, social media, sales, copywriting, book publishing, you name it for business. But it all starts with your vision. And success is by design. So our whole course is about that checklist of everything
Yes.
you need. It's kind of like a business plan, but it's really taking your business and owning it.
And
really owning
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Owning the outcome of it, getting the results, knowing why you're doing it, all of it. And people can do that in 3 days. And they can repeat the Rainmaker program, and they have the online, to support you, the backup, rewatch the videos. But it's an experience. It is.
So what made you join the Power Team International?
I had wanted to start my own event business, and what happened was I got a call from Bill, and he said, I just opened up the International Success Center here in Las Vegas, and I'm wondering if you'd be open to the idea of working for me and
Amazing.
managing that
And
business.
that's what you had been
And that
praying
was
for,
but
right?
it took 5 years,
Oh,
So you
Oh,
don't know
wow.
what God's gonna do. You just never know.
Yes.
and how long he's going
And
to
how?
take.
Yeah. I think what happened was I had to pay my dues. Like 2 weeks in Vegas, I was running the Public Speakers Association. That was another miracle. And I was bragging about how I memorized, to get my ego in the way, I memorized Tony Robbins' Unlimited Power.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, because I had these long drives back and forth when I was like
yes.
23 or 4. So I memorized this audio series so I could teach it. So
Yes.
I'm bragging about it. And then the next day, I get this call from this gentleman named Ace Fair. We call him the networking mayor of Las Vegas. And he says, Eric Worre has an event. I didn't know who Eric Worre was. And he says, we need volunteers. And, you know, my company was called Events We Like. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll volunteer. What I didn't know is Tony Robbins was the guest speaker.
Oh, my goodness.
So I get there,
gosh.
and I'm like, I hear this voice. And I'm like, kind of, because, you know, I hate to say this, but don't tell Tony this. I love you, Tony. But he almost has that demonic voice. Like the backward mask was very deep, you know, very down to the ground.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I go into there, I'm like, it kind of sounds like Tony Robbins, you know? And they go, it is Tony Robbins. And what happened was they had planned like 120 volunteers, giving all the dirt away, and only 20 showed up.
Wow.
They had 8,000 people. And, you know,
And no one knew he was going to show up.
Well, no, the people who paid the tickets, they knew he was going to be there.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. I was
Wow.
new to Vegas, you know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I thought they were going to have me behind the ticket counter, you know. But no, they put me in the room and they said, we need you to go up and down the aisles, making sure people are not blocking, you know, pathways. You know, we
Yes.
don't want fire hazards. And then they give you the, you know, the books to, you know. So
To-
I was like, are you kidding me? I get to go up and down the stairs. I get to
Yes.
be as close as I want to the guy.
Wow.
Yes.
Then they
Awesome.
stopped us, and this was very generous of Eric Worre and Tony Robbins. They said to the crew, okay, now you get to participate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they had this really cool exercise.
Did you do the fire walk?
No, I didn't do the fire walk.
Okay.
But I need to do it. We should do that. We should. Can you see? You can see you being Tina Turner, and I'll be Mrs. Doubtfire, and we'll go and do that.
Yin is not walking on no fire. I'm gonna tell you right.
Yeah.
Yin
That would
is
be
not
so
gonna
fun.
do. Maybe Yang.
But
Okay,
Yang.
so-
Yeah,
So
you're
what
the
would character
power.
would
You're
you
the
be?
power.
So before I get into this, and for the benefit of our televiewers,
He's gonna
tell
squeak.
us
Watch
what
how
the
he
fire walk
weasels.
is all about.
Watch how he
Oh,
weasels out
well,
of this one.
I actually think it's crazy, but I know it's effective. I don't really know all that much about it. From what I understand, it's to help you break limiting beliefs.
Okay.
It's the ultimate faith that you're not going to burn your feet, that you're somehow going to walk on those coals, and you're turning off all your pain signals.
Are you
because
kidding me? These are literal coals.
Oh,
It's called the fire walk.
yeah, you know, because
You roll your-
our
They're-
mind.
your feet will actually touch
Yeah.
hot coals.
Our
Oh, my
mind
goodness.
is so powerful.
No.
and but you know, as you know, Christians, you know, we have faith. When you have faith, is like a mustard seed. You know, it talks about that.
Right, right.
Yes,
Our
yes,
mind is so
yes.
powerful that we can actually turn off our pain sensors,
Oh.
and we won't blister. Our feet won't blister. So that's the
Okay.
idea behind it, to show people that you have a holding pattern of limiting beliefs. And until you can break through those limiting beliefs, you know,
Yes.
you're not going to have the success that, you know, you could have. Now, you know, if you like, sometimes, you know, in the Christianity world, we talk about be still and know that I am God.
God,
And
yes.
just you give it all to God and let God direct your path,
Right.
your mind, your
You
spirit, your body, your
surrender
soul.
everything.
Yes.
But then there's the more of the secular belief system that says, you know, as Bill Walsh, he says this recently, he says, garbage in, garbage stays.
Out, yeah.
No, it's not garbage out.
Oh, okay.
He says, this is why Bill's so brilliant. He says, garbage stays.
Oh.
You have to take the garbage out. So how do you do that? You know, you might have to meditate, maybe on the Word of God or some
Yes.
whatever spiritual thing, whatever your ritual is, to get your mind, your language inside your head, you know, worked on, so that you can start experiencing
Yes.
positive things in your life. And so it's a blessing. But what was cool about this event, I just got to share this with you, is that he had total strangers, okay, and he said to the total
Yeah,
strangers,
this is
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, okay.
And he said, I want you to look at someone, I don't care how far away they are, there's 8,000 people. I don't care how far away they are, but I want you to run as fast as you could, as if they went to high school with you and they're like your best friend and you haven't seen them in 20 years. And it was go. And all of a sudden,
everybody was running.
everybody was loving. There was no taboo. They didn't look at you funny. I mean, it was just, snap you out of your state of mind.
That.
And you go running. We're like, oh my God.
Like I haven't seen you in a million
It
years.
was nuts. It was so much fun. So now everyone's all fired up and charged up and
So
excited.
you had
Yes.
black, white, every color
Every
creed.
color,
Oh,
size,
that's awesome.
and we were in there, and it goes to show the power of the mind, the power
Yes.
of belief.
Right.
And what I have learned most over the years is that if you want to be successful in life, it is really, what you think about, you bring about. What you think about, you
Beautiful.
bring about. So you hold on to Jesus, you ride the storm.
Yes.
And you gotta, watch your thoughts. And the irony of all that, I always say this to people, that universe means one word.
Oh, okay.
And then, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So it's
And the
words.
Word,
And He
yeah,
created
was
the
God, yeah.
the earth with, I don't care which religion you are, but talks about how everything is formed with words.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So true.
thoughts are things,
Yes.
words are powerful. You have to work with people who can help you think better.
Uh-huh.
Choose your words wisely.
I have a question for
Sure.
you. How do you know? You know what? I was going to ask you one question, but I'm going to change it around. Say you have negative people in your life. How do you get rid of them without creating enemies? Because we all have negative
I wish
connections.
I would, Bill, if you're out there ever watching this show, I wish you were here right now. Bill has a policy. They gots to go.
Okay.
And he has this thing where take out your phone, start removing people. They gots to go, and leave a
They gots to
message.
go
Say,
and leave a message.
I'm changing some things in my life,
Uh-huh.
and you're one of them. And he's not trying to
Wow.
be mean, but people want to tell us how to live, how to think. I mean, how many times have you ever said, I'm going to go on a diet, and everyone's, oh, well, you don't want to do that, and it's like, what? So,
Yes.
there's always going to be the people that are toxic,
Dream
negative, dream killers.
Yes.
Spiritual vampires.
And I've, and you catch yourself. I catch myself when I'm like complaining. I'm like, stop whining, stop complaining, because that's kind of buying into that
Yeah.
toxic thing. And then because you put yourself in that state of mind, now anybody who's listening to it, you're affecting them. And if they're polite, they're not gonna say anything, but you just totally did a spiritual whammy on them, on their energy.
Right.
So
Yes.
So
Yeah.
what
So
she's
yin
saying
yang.
is get rid of them. Anybody toxic, negative, get rid of it.
well,
Life is short.
Well, I would say this. My personal spiritual belief, and this is why they say nice guys finish last. And I was just talking with a friend. I said, yeah, but they finish on top. Okay.
Why is that? Why do they finish on top?
I think because sometimes people think that to make it in life, they have to walk on others. They got to use other people. They say, well, this doesn't serve me, so this person doesn't serve me anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of them. And so at the end of the day, yeah, they're successful, but they're bitter.
Right.
They've wrecked
Yes.
relationships. They have all the money in the world, but they have no happiness. They have no
Right.
peace.
Yes.
Where in my personal walk with God, in the way I believe, is that you are tolerant, you are patient, you are loving, you carry the burden of others. If I say that I'm a coach and I'm trying to help people transform their lives, then I'm going to love the hell out of them. Now, you still have to set boundaries,
Right.
and you still have to take care of you, because if something happens to you, you can't help anybody. So sometimes you just have to say, I don't have to write anybody off. Like, I probably won't go on my phone and start deleting people, but I may not be calling them,
Right.
striking up conversations, and maybe a couple years go by, and maybe they're in a different place. There's nothing better than when someone comes back to you a few years later and say, I was going through a real hard time, and I know I must have been a complete wacko, but you were there for me, and my life is different. It's better because I got to know you. That's the blessing that you get by helping other people transform. But
Absolutely.
like it says, sometimes you have to help yourself first.
Right. And it's exactly
Yeah.
what happened for me. I'm just going to say this really quickly in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I had a severe emotional and mental breakdown because somebody special in my life kept on putting me down. But to cut a long story short, God brought me out of that.
Yes.
And He fixed me emotionally, and then He blessed me materially. After fixing me emotionally and psychologically, it's when He said, okay, now you are prepared for my material blessing.
Yep.
Praise God.
And He blew my mind, because not only did He give me my dream job, I met big celebrities, big celebrities.
Wow.
I mean, icons.
Awesome.
And I can't believe that I was talking to them. And on that note, we are going on a commercial break, but we will be right back. Please don't go away, because you're going to make me cry if you go away.
We were
come
just getting to the
back.
tears.
We promise you that we'll be back.
Tough it up, Yang. Come on, be tough.
No, I can't.
We've reached the
coming back,
age of
don't go
live
away.
streaming
Uh-huh.
on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
We are now reaching our second year anniversary on our inspirational, educational, and entertainment programmings. As part of our journey, we are so grateful to announce that our programs are now available to watch live in real time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope. A big appreciation to all our followers, viewers, supporters, and to those who are cheering for our success. Thank you very much for your patronage. For 2 years we have produced over 25 shows. And joined by passionate collaborators, individuals, and organizations. Social media shows network's 2-year anniversary, and
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now. We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Social media shows network were initiated in 2017. Since then, our founder Maria Pereza never stopped developing a system on social media. In building a network of passionate people that loves to entertain, coach, help others, and deliver informative information to the public, informally, in a low-cost production. She built a platform that surpassed Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other social media live streaming, but exceeded the function of a podcast. Her main goal is to be able to broadcast on social media like a traditional TV setup involving a group of broadcasters, YouTubers, podcasters, and social media live streamers. Maria is building the confidence of non-actors and non-famous people that joins her to network. We are here to promote and support one another, to help our community grow collectively without inhibitions but with confidence and high self-esteem. We love to be in this family together. Our door is open to help you build your brand, opening opportunities for others, and outreach to our community. We welcome you to the family of social media shows.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week, live stream.
Welcome back to the last segment of Yin and Yang. And before we go on with our program, we would like to give a shout out. And first, I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Ban, Ronaldo Arnaldo, the prestigious designer from the Philippines. I just love your designs, and I just thank God and very happy for your success. And him and I were colleagues back in the day. I used to design with him, and now he's a superstar. He's a fashion star. And Kathy Dunn, I love Kathy Dunn. She is a missionary to Mongolia.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
And messenger of Jesus Christ extraordinaire. And my cousin Carmen, whom I call Popit. Hi, Popit. Thank you for watching, Popit. And Joel Perez, my classmate from elementary school.
Hi, Joe.
Hi,
everybody.
Joel. And also, Joseph Skoda. Hi, Joe.
Joe Skoda.
Yes,
Why
there
does
you
his
go.
name sound familiar?
I know. Why does his name sound familiar?
Hey, Joe. What do you know? Hey, Joe. What do you know?
What do you know, Joe?
What up, Joe?
What up, Joe? All right. Your turn.
I would like to ask you a question.
Oh, what about your shout out? You need to shout out.
Shout out.
Shout it out.
Shout it out. Hi there, Frank LaPlaca. Good to see you again. And Larry James Woolley. A special shout out to you, James.
Mm-hmm.
And David, our wonderful photographer.
Yes.
Good to see you, David. One day we're going to have you come on the show, David, so we'll talk about that. He's a phenomenal photographer.
Wow, that's amazing. And
All our
there you
events,
go.
he's always there, and he takes great pictures.
That was the shout out.
I get 10% of your proceeds, remember? Just kidding.
Bottoms up. This is just water.
Oh, this water. You know what? Before we go on, tell them about how this place is painted with an ionic substance that kills every type of bacteria.
There, you just said it.
I just said it. Okay. That's another show.
It's got a coating.
Yes.
Yes. And for that, we need to interview Dr. Ezekiel.
Ah.
Or Ezekiel.
We're going
Yes.
to toast you with our water.
Yes. And now take it away.
I have a question for you. So, how does one become part of the power team? And then I have another question in terms of the 30-minute success plan.
Well, that's a great question. First of all, I want to make sure that everybody gets a copy of The Obvious, so that you can text Obvious to 26786, and that'll kind of get you into our world. You can also request a 30-minute success plan coaching session, and you'll talk about what you want to do. It doesn't matter if it's a startup, you're launching a business, growing a business. We always say to even greater success, because we're humble. You might be doing something that's really working, so we're not going to come in and act like stop doing that, we're almighty, whatever. No, we're going to say we can help you have even greater success, even more success. So we're, this is Bill Walsh, in case you guys didn't get to see that picture, but Power Team International, you can go to ipowerteam.biz, and right on that platform is the 30-minute success plan coaching. You can fill that out.
Absolutely.
But so if you just if you're interested in actually having a new career and you want to coach, you want to be a public speaker, you want to be part of, because he's going to open up 100 centers across the United States.
Wow, amazing.
He's got one in Chicago, Beverly Hills, and Vegas, and we're going to open up 100. So
Wow.
if you're interested in having a career in business, education, in any shape, form, and get the leadership and everything you need, you go text SBA to 26786, and that will put you in touch with Michael Silvers, who handles all our masterminds and small business advisory program. And then Cheryl Brenner, for those of you who are interested in a public speaking career and you really want to get your message out there and have this phenomenal career like Bill Walsh does, then you can talk to Cheryl Brenner. So if they text any of those, that kind of plugs them in, The Obvious to get the book, to 26786, and SBA
Repeat
to
the name of
26786.
the book. Repeat the title.
The Obvious.
The obvious.
The Obvious.
The Obvious.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's an ebook, and but that'll plug you in. But the thing we're really excited about and really wanting to heavily promote is the globalelevationsummit.com. And if you do that, you can watch that virtually in Vegas if you're here in Vegas. If you're in other parts of the United States or even the world, if you go to globalelevationsummit.com, you'll be able to access that event virtually. But we are doing the live one in Denver. So if any Denver people are out there, definitely tell your friends, because you can go to the live event. You got to wear your mask and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's pretty much it.
And I guess they are socially distancing everybody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We actually have thermometers. So we're taking people's temperatures.
Yes.
And it's kind of, I don't know how that's going to work out. But, you have to do what you have to do to keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
But people are pretty good. We've had some smaller events here in Vegas, like 20 people, 15 people. And everybody wears the mask.
And
they practice safety.
Piggybacking on what you just said,
Yeah.
just you guys are probably wondering, they're not social distancing. Look, they're very close to each other. Well, as we told you a while ago, the walls in this building
Absolutely.
are coated with a special kind of paint that absorbs all the germs in the atmosphere. And all the viruses.
Amazing.
It absorbs all the viruses, and that prevents us from acquiring the tiara virus.
Yes. Yes. So that's why we're seated so close. And when you walk into the building, the air is so clean and crisp. It's like
It smells
you're
really
in
good,
another world. That's how good it smells in here.
Every time
That's
that I hear
clean.
the word building, I'm like, Elvis has left the,
The
building.
Yeah. Well, we're in Vegas, yeah.
Oh my gosh, or the eagle has landed.
Oh my God. I got some stories behind that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure for
Yes,
having you
thank
here
you.
in
It's
our
been
show.
wonderful,
It's
yeah.
been a privilege.
Yeah, I I can't wait to do some crazy stuff with you guys.
Absolutely.
you know,
Since
wanna
you could
put on
You
a-
do.
should have came to our event.
I need to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I need to do that.
Yes,
I
we
need
had
to
a
get
lot
out
of
more.
fun.
I am an entertainer,
There you go.
music person, theater person,
Ooh.
and you know, when sometimes one door closes, another door opens
Absolutely.
up, and who would have
Yes.
thought that a vocalist would be in Vegas doing
Yes.
events, public speaking, and spotlighting others? It's just really fun.
That's your
and-
calling.
Yes.
So, what's like a price range that people can expect to pay, or is a ballpark figure, or is that something they'll find out when they come to the meetings?
Well, because of COVID, we run different specials. If you go online on Rainmaker, I think rainmakersystem.net, one of those programs, online it's $5,000.
Wow.
But we have payment plans, and we've sold it for $1,000 depending. It just depends on what the promo is going. So we say if you're action takers, you can get our program for $2,000-$3,000 instead of maybe paying the full price of $5,000. But it just depends. If we're going on a 1-day event versus a 3-day event, that's another part of it. So most of our Rainmakers are
Absolutely.
2.5 days. This year, the reason why the Rainmaker price went up is because we have this Icon Speaker event. And the Icon Speaker event is about a $2,000 program. And then you have your Rainmaker. So what Bill does, he says, I can help people get both. They'll spend less, but they'll get more value because of COVID. Instead of doing Rainmakers all the time through all the different cities and states, it makes more sense to do 4 a year and make it longer. So you get more value, more content. You bring your laptop, you get more done, right?
Okay.
And so instead of paying, it's probably the entire program is probably worth $25,000, which is
Right,
what you pay
right.
in a lot of other coaching circles.
And really,
This
it's
is-
not a lot of money because he's just as good. And I have heard him speak a couple of times. He's just as good and even better than Tony Robbins. Or actually, they're both great. They all have their different styles. But if you're going to see Tony Robbins, you're going to pay the money.
Oh, you're going to pay some big bucks. But here's
Yeah.
another cool thing. Bill just got the award as the number 20 guru in the world
Wow.
in business
Amazing.
expertise. He's known as America's small business expert. And I want to clarify something about, the value you get with the Rainmaker. Most people, if they're really thinking money conscious, I always have to bring
Right.
this fact. You can't pay a receptionist less than $24,000 a year. Think about that for a moment.
Right.
Having someone just answer your phones
Right.
and type, you're going to pay way more than that.
Right.
So, get on a payment plan.
That's great.
It's time to, just go for it. And you know what? One of the biggest reasons why people like to work with Power Team is because we're connected to so many people. To your point, you were talking about different celebrities that you've met.
Yeah. And
Bill is one of the
icons,
most connected.
yeah.
Icon. Bill is
Yeah.
one of the most connected
Yes, he
guys.
is, yeah.
And everybody that comes to the table are also connected. So, like, if you go to the successclub.com, I keep throwing these out there. I hope you're writing down
Say it
fast.
again for everybody. to hear.
Successclub.com. You can sign up. It's a free membership, lots of resources. But Bill would have like Brian Tracy. He had Kevin Harrington from Shark, original Shark Tank guy on. He's had a lot of heavy hitters, people like one of the gentlemen, I'm blanking out his name, but his name is Al. He was the founder of Constant Contact, and he sold that business for, I think, $1 billion. Don't quote me on all this. I don't want to be in trouble. But bottom line is, Bill aligns himself with some of the best people in the world. He's very connected. So what level do you want to be? If you want to just be at like an entry level, Rainmaker is a great program to start. If you want to, have the better masterminds, like the Win Universities and some of the better ones where you're going to the Bahamas and you're hanging out with all the multimillionaires and billionaire type people.
Oh, I like
that
that.
price tag is going to be
We
a
need to
little
go to
higher.
that.
Yes, we do.
But it's life-changing because people are people, and people buy from people, and they So you hire people, people hire you, and so you have to ask to yourself. You could say, which pond do you want to swim in? You know, do you want to swim in the pond where everybody is scraping by? You know, which is okay because you got to start somewhere. But wouldn't it be cool to be in the pond where they're building, you know, water wells in Africa, and because everybody is making so much money, they can help the poor and they can solve the world's problems, and you know, all of that.
I love that.
Who you surround yourself with.
Since you're into musical theater, since in your musical theater, that reminds me of the Broadway play Miss Saigon, where the pimp was singing about the American dream.
Yes.
And he sings about take me to the place where the big sharks feed.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
it. That is it right there.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yes.
you know, what would you dream?
Yes.
You know, if you knew everybody loved you, right? When you're surrounding yourself with these extraordinary entrepreneurs and business owners, remember, they went through it too. Jim Rome, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, these are people who were homeless, living in cars.
Wow.
People are like, you're worthless, you know, you don't
Oh my
matter.
God.
They all have these stories.
Was he homeless at some
Almost
point?
every one of your
Amazing.
major, including my own uncle was even a millionaire. They were living in a shack with 7 kids, barely scraping by.
Oh my goodness.
You know, a lot of times I think we go through things in life because, you know, God wants us to be reminded, I'm going to give you control over millions and millions of dollars. And if you mess up, think about all the people that you have to lay off. Think about that.
Yes.
Look at MGM here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're in Vegas. People are hurting. All those people lost
Yes.
their jobs.
18,000 to be
18,000, right.
Yes.
So the people on top, they have been given stewardship over handling money, and they have to know what that means. And so sometimes I think you have to go through a few things to really appreciate, you know, where you come from, where you're at, and where you want to go. Because one day you might have 5, 10, 20 employees, and they're trying to pay their rent, their mortgage, keep their kids, you know, fed. And you make one mistake,
and that's it.
Everybody suffers. So being an entrepreneur is not always the easiest thing in the world. But you got big dreams, as they say in movies. You got big dreams, you got to go for it.
Yes.
And one of the things that I like about my mentor, Bill Walsh, is that, you know, his whole thing is keep going until you win.
Oh,
Don't give
love
up.
that. I love that.
Keep going until you win. You might have to course correct.
Yes.
And Michael Silvers also runs a lot of high-end events. He's put lots of great people on stages, and he says you need 2 coaches, you need a mentor, and you need 2 masterminds. One mastermind, you're the one teaching it, because that's how you learn, by doing. And the other mastermind, you are like, you better listen to what the people are saying. Yes. So I feel like I'm rambling, but I can't stress enough that right now, especially now, is the time to start that side income. Because if you're if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you know, it may not come. But if you create your side hustle, you know, maybe it's a hobby in the beginning and you're working a job to pay for that hobby. But once that hobby becomes a real business, which is what we do at Power Team, we take hobbies and we turn them into real businesses.
Amazing.
Yes.
And
Totally
then you
amazing.
can monetize, and then you can quit your job, and now you have a well-oiled machine that you have a team that supports you in taking care of your clients. So I always say make lots of money, help lots of people, and have lots of fun. So,
Yay.
there you go.
Awesome.
Power Team International.
Power Team.
Yep. And thank
I
you
got
so
my
much.
Thank you for having
being
me.
a
So much
guest.
fun.
The pleasure was all ours.
Yes.
And thank you, Danya, for
Oh.
inviting her
Yeah,
here.
we got to do something, though. We got to do something.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Some
I
kind of
love
skit.
what she just said. Keep going until you
win.
succeed.
Yeah, succeed.
Until you win, until you succeed.
Yes.
Don't
yes.
give up. Don't give up the dream.
Yes. And also, before we go, we would like to thank the woman behind the camera
Yay.
who has worked tirelessly, and
Yeah.
for the party that we've had,
Yes.
she really slaved for it, and it was a
great.
success, except for the disappearance of. Never mind.
Uh-oh, we'll leave. Up next episode.
Yeah, Sam got abducted by a UFO.
Yeah, leave that alone.
But anyhow, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I wish I had a parting Mrs. Doubtfire, but I don't. So.
Just say this.
Just say it.
What's
Goodbye.
No, I've got hello, and I'll say hello again when you come to Power TV.
Oh my God.
I should just be Lucille Ball or
Yeah,
Linda
Lucille
Ronstadt.
Ball.
I'd rather do that.
Oh my
Ricky,
goodness.
oh Ricky.
And there you have it, beautiful
Yes.
people. That was another wonderful and uplifting episode of Yin and
Yes.
Yang. And see you next time.
Yes.
And next time that we come back, we'll be back for more.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
And remember, happiness and peace starts within.
Yes.
Don't look at other people to give it to you. It's got to start within.
Yes, it's true.
We love you.
Love you.
Ah.
Until next time.